Today, we're gonna do something a little different. I got this amazing tarot deck that I want to show off because it's just that amazing. And then I am going to show you a tarot reading with the tarot deck. The tarot reading is specific to the tarot deck, but it's also a way to show you how I do tarot readings should you ever be interested in getting a tarot reading with me, which you can do just by emailing me. My email is provided below. So this tarot deck has been several years coming. I've known about it for a long time. It had a Kickstarter campaign many years ago, and I finally received it this year. It's called Majestic Earth Tarot by J.D. Hildegard Hinkle. You may know this person. They have done another tarot deck in the past called the Tarot of Delphi. They use old, beautiful artworks. But this one specifically is about nature and the earth. So many of the people in the tarot decks have become symbols of nature rather than people. There are some personified cards, but it's really an interesting deck because it's almost as if Earth was dealing with your problem. Like, how would Earth deal with the issue that you are dealing with, the thing that you want to transform? And the reason I wanted to show off this deck is just because I kind of intuitively knew when I first found out about it that it would become one of my mainstays. It's just so perfect. And the readings that I've done with it, I really do feel like it's going to be this deck and Rider-Waite like all the time for me, because the readings are so much more gentle, and not in a way that something like the Mother Peace tarot deck or the Medicine Woman tarot deck would be. That's more of a nurturing. This is almost like a cosmic indifference, a cosmic peace, a cosmic just gentle nudge in the right direction. It's extremely different from any tarot deck I've ever used before, and so that's why I just felt compelled to show it off, because its energy is so specific. I hope they make this deck more public because it's really magnificent. Okay, so this is kind of an unofficial unboxing. Clearly it's already been unboxed. So when I received it, my specific version comes with certain things. You get this lovely box, and inside you get gold-lined tarot cards. You get the book, and then bonus, you get cards that are specific to the tarot reading that comes with the deck, some information, and more information, and then we got to vote on some of the cards in this Kickstarter campaign. So the ones that didn't make the cut but that were like second place and really strongly wanted to be added to the deck are here. So we've got the Hanged Man, Star, and the Moon. So these are not the canon for the deck, but they're an option if you would prefer them. Here is the book. Notice anything, guys? And what's really amazing about this book is that the text is so simple for each card and so poetic. You also get to know the astrological associations with each card. And then you get some adjectives, and then obviously the artistic information about the card. But I just think these are so simple and beautiful. And so I will also read the meanings of the cards when we do the tarot reading in the next video, so that you can get that as well. Also comes with this little pamphlet for the special edition. Oh, I'm just noticing this. This is a little pamphlet just like the book, and it gives you the meanings of the cards, the extra cards that were provided, the Star, the Hangman, and the Moon. That's great. Here are the cards. I love that they're gold rimmed, because when you hold them in your hands, it creates like this, I don't know if you can see it, maybe you can. It creates like this warm glow in your hands. It makes it feel a lot more magical. You can kind of see it. Especially if you do this in the daytime and in the sunlight, it's really beautiful. We'll look at these in a second. But also included are these. These are just larger versions of some of the cards in the deck. And then on the back is a specific tarot spread. So there's 2 specific tarot spreads that come with this deck. One is in the book, which is what we'll be doing in the next video. But this is another one right here. It's called Powers of the Sphinx Tarot Spread. There you go. It's very interesting, all the poetic words she uses to describe each natural force. It really just makes it so holistically beautiful. It reaches you in a way that the other tarot decks have yet to do. Okay, so I'm just gonna peek through some of the cards. I don't want to spoil all of them. So one thing of note in here, besides the fact that we've lost a lot of people in the deck and that a lot of persons have been turned into things like animals or a tree, you know, it's really how nature is embodying this thing. We do still have some people, and it really tends to depend on the card. Many of the cards I find, she found like the perfect artistic ethereal match for the original card in the Rider-Waite, and then others are like so surprising. I'll just show you some of my favorites. Here's one. So each card has the title of the card, the number, some of the adjectives that come with the card, and then the symbols for the astrological associations. But look at this card, it's so beautiful. It's him really in the space, which is, you know, when there are people in the cards, they are not the forefront. It's still mostly about nature and earth. But here he's summoning something from the caves. And then here he is, his physical self. And then here he is, his etheric self. I just think that's such an elevated way to talk about the magician. Another thing to note is that the pentacles have become stone, cups are just water, swords are now clouds, and wands are trees. So here's an interesting comparison. Trees, 10 of water. If you look up the Rider-Waite versions, interesting choices, right? But there's so many little details in all of these cards. You still get like the sense of the children playing in harmony. It's really harmony between all things, but it's still water because there's still connection. The other major thing of note is that the enlightened masters of each of the elements, the page, the knight, the queen, the king, have altered. The page has now become the steward, the knight has become the rider, the queen has become the creature. So now the queen is an animal, and then the king has become the spirit. So it's less about masculine and feminine and rising in that way, and how in the Rider-Waite the furthest you can go is the man. Here it's really more about the essence. So it's the devotee of the element. It's the person carrying out the element into the world. It's the beast that fully embodies the element, and then it's purely the essence, the ineffable, the part that you cannot really physicalize, you just feel it. That's cool. Like, I really love this one. This is the Queen of Swords, except now she's the creature of clouds, and she's all these little black wrens in the tree. And it still kind of evokes that, like, widow, incisive feeling, except with nature and animals. Like, if you really look at these cards enough, they evoke the same feeling, but with so much more depth. It really hits you on a more visceral level, because you feel it with your senses. You imagine what it smells like. You imagine being in that place, hearing those sounds. So the Empress is no longer an empress. It's just her domain. Same with the Emperor, same with the Hierophant, and maybe a few others, I think. But it's just like you're in her space. This part of nature holds the space for something like an empress. For me personally, the mark of a good deck is always what they do with the Devil card. Probably because it was the card that used to scare me the most. But here's what they did with the Devil. He's now the Tempest. And it's just this stone feature in the middle of like an emerging sandstorm. It's really the embodiment of like overwhelm, total wildness and chaos just in nature. And you see there's nothing like bad about it. It's just another aspect of nature that's really beautiful. Okay, I'm just grabbing a bunch and then I'm going to show you. I'm just going to show them to you in a flash. Here we go. Alright friends, that's all I really want to show for the deck. I don't know when it's going to become public, though I highly recommend you get your hands on it when it happens. If you would like to know more about the deck, you can go to their website. And if you would like to know more about the deck or see more of the deck, you can watch the next video and see the tarot reading that I do with it. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.